Hello and welcome to another market recap. Now, this week was definitely a turbulent one, shall we say. I passed the first phase of my funded challenge, so now I just need to do phase two, which is to get 5%, and then I become a funded trader with a 50k account. This has made me very emotional, and my trading has been very emotional. And it's been weird because things feel so close yet almost so far as well, because it feels like I could take a trade right now that would make the 5%, that would get me what I needed, and I'd be a funded trader now or whenever the trade closed out, right? But it took me 2 months to get that 8%, and this is where I'm having expectations in terms of when things might or might not happen and how they're going to happen, or how soon or how not soon. And it's something that, has just played on me quite a bit, and it's shown in my trading this week as well. Towards the end of, I think I only had Thursday and Friday. I think I passed on a Wednesday, and traded Thursday and Friday, and I could really tell the difference in my emotions and trading. So let's just run through the market now and see where we're at. I can make this smaller. There we go. So Monday, we had a news event here, and it created this large move down, a large wick down, and then retraced. Market opened here at 8 o'clock, but after seeing this wick, I didn't know whether the price was going to come all the way back down to fill it and then move up, or how it was going to act here. But for a turtle soup, I'm looking at the Asian range, and the Asian range is not a range at this point because of this news event. So I just thought I'd sit out of it and see what happens next, and nothing really interesting happened for the whole of Monday for me. Moving on to Tuesday, there's this descending nature here where we move down, move up, move down. It's a very messy one, but here especially is what I quite liked, because it moved down, up, but around here we had this weak break here, which is what I liked. I like to see that we had weakness. After we got this momentum, it slowed down considerably. But it ranged here. Now, when I get a reversal, I want to see more momentum, because if we don't get momentum to the other side, then it means that we have weakness to one side, but we might not necessarily have the momentum to reverse on the other side. So I didn't actually take this trade. We had this nice momentum up, and I did like that, but the prior price action, for me, it just felt a bit funny. Sometimes I look at a channel and I see the reversal, and I know that it's a good one. Even if it doesn't play out, I feel really confident. But in this one, I just didn't have that confidence, so I didn't want to take it. It did end up playing out, and it is what it is. I need to go back and look at the channels again, especially ones that aren't so clean, aren't so tidy, because some of them are really beautifully just bum, 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 bum. But this one, it wasn't so tidy, and then this range at the bottom threw me off. So I didn't take that trade, but it's nice to see that it was there. This whole thing ended up being a larger channel on the broader time frame. This one, now why did I take this one? This is one of the silly ones. Was it? Let me see. Was this a turtle soup? Yes, the market. Okay, yes. So the market opened here, retraced, reshift back to the upside. Now, there was a couple of factors in this one, actually. Although we didn't have a range here, we do have a descending channel again, and I quite like that. So the range was from here to here, and that was more of a channel. We moved up, retraced, moved up, but then we had this deeper pullback. The deeper pullback from the top, including the fact that it was a channel, slight channel, should have been an indication to me that the actual bias here is up, and this is a channel. And as I just said over here, a channel is where, you have weakness to one side. So why I took a short here was a bit silly, but I think, again, this is kind of me maybe hoping. But yeah, we had more of a channel here, which again reversed. But it is what it is. I was too focused at this point on the fact that it was a turtle soup that fitted well because of this nice impulse up here, or the shift up here, sorry. So I took that trade, bit of a silly one. Need to look at price action more and realize what price action is telling me, rather than just trying to jump into things. But it is what it is. This trade this was a channel moving up, moving down, moving up, moving down, moving up, moving down, moving up. And then here we just break the top here with a wick and then retrace down. We get these 3 candles, but this candle almost undoes all of them, and these 2 at the top are very small. So I did like this trade a lot. I only took 1.5% from it because that's all I needed to pass the first phase. I think it was or just over 1%, but I just wanted to be safe this time rather than having it bang on the mark. I had a little bit extra just to ensure that I got that. So this was a nice trade, nice and simple. But I mean, this is basically that flipped on its head, right? So this is where sometimes I still tunnel vision into what I want to happen rather than looking at what price action is telling me. So it's just a note for me that I need to improve on that majorly. So that was Wednesday, all songs and praises there. Get my second phase onto Thursday to trade. Now here we have, as you can see, I lost my first trade. Why did we lose the first trade? Why did we take the first trade? Because I mean, I don't know about you, but you know, we're going up, correcting, up. Now I would never take this as, even if you look at it on the 1 hour, even if you look at it on the 1 hour, it's even worse. Like it's just straight up, move up, correction, move up. I would never take this as a correction to the upside, just because I know how this pair acts in terms of the longer the range, the deeper the pullback, it's unlikely to continue. It might, but it's unlikely. So again, yeah, I think I was taking this as a range, and we had this range here. We break into the area of liquidity, which is above this area. We are in it, but then we retrace, and we do see a shift here. We see a wick up and a solid close here, but it's, you know, we're still in this area. We haven't retraced back into the range, which is what I need to see to take a trade, like a turtle soup trade of liquidity moving back down into the range and through the other side. We need to be back in this range, but this is just still testing the area, and this is very much a hindsight thing for me to be looking at. I think I saw that, and again, the expectation that I wanted it to succeed, which is one thing that will kill my journey if I keep having these expectations. I need to stop doing that. But yeah, this was just a really silly trade. Upward bias, move up, correction, continue, took a short. What can you say? I need to do better. That's all it is. I'm still learning, still growing. I mean, it's one of those things in Forex where you'll learn things and you'll know things, yet you'll still act against it just because the emotions are taking part, because you want to win, you want to be right, you want to make money. And you know, it's odd because you have more of a powerful reaction when you lose, but the urge of, but what if I win, still urges you enough to place the trade, but then it hurts when you lose, obviously. So there's that. What's happening over here? Yes, okay, so here, what happened here? I think this was this was a turtle soup. So here I was really unsure. We're moving up in this overall larger channel. We have this range here, and price ticks into it. Like it's, you know, the difference between these two. So that one's what? 048, and this one's 054. So there's barely anything in it. And I didn't like that because I thought there'd be more above here that price could come back into. And this retrace, it was good, but it didn't feel like enough to me. It was enough, as you can see, but I think it was just a fear at this point, potentially, or not having enough confidence in myself, which is so funny because, as I said here, you know, I seem to have enough confidence taking silly trades, but I don't have the confidence to take winning trades. And it's weird things like that that gets pointed out to you when you trade like this. And it's great because you can see your mistakes and learn from them. But at the same time, it's easy for me to see this and say I'm learning from it. But if this same trade happened again, would I take it? And that's where you see whether you're learning, because you'll see similar. It'll never look the same as this, the exact same setup, but it might look similar. And that's when you make the decision whether you take it or not. It might be a case of you trade it enough times or over your back testing data, you see over time that it doesn't play out in your favor and it's best to stay out of these trades. But if you if it's not like that and you're just not taking them because you don't feel it's quite enough, but you're not quite sure, it's not, that's, signifies that, there's a lot that you still need to learn. There's a lot that I still need to learn. So I definitely think I need to go over these and just see as many of these turtle soups as I possibly can, just to get used to them, because that's 2.27% there. That was quite nice. One thing I might change about my turtle soup strategy, I really do like trailing with the trend. It's one of those weird ones. Sometimes it goes all the way to the bottom of the range, ticks a little bit under, then reverses, and you don't get to trail your stop loss. But I think it's a case of if I do get to trail it, I will, and I'll have, well, yeah, it's. I need to relook at my plan. I just need to go back over this in a lot more detail, because although, so this is 2.27, if we go to where this would have got taken out, which is 2 pips above that, so it's not much of a big difference. No, that is the difference with it trailing. Otherwise, it would have been it would have been the same place. Very, very small difference. But when you trail it like that, I feel like you managed to lock in a lot more profit. So I'm going to go back and look at see now how I'm actually going to trade this. But I missed this entry because I didn't really like the look of it, but it would have been a good trade. And the entry would have been at this candle, not at this candle. But this was when I wanted to see a bit more, saw this and still was unsure, so I just left it but marked it just to see. Here, however, I feel we got a scale in because price is moving down, and then we have a pullback, and then we continue. So price hasn't told me that it wants to reverse. It's just telling me that it's moving down. So I entered on the potential scaling when market opened on the next candle. We did move down into some profit, and when we made the new high here, I moved my stop loss 2 pips above, so this wasn't the full risk, so I only had, I think, just under 0.5% risk after I'd moved that, and then yeah, it came out and took us out, which I'm not too mad about. It was an okay trade. Again, it was a scale into this trade. A shame that I missed that. But again, these are things that I need to learn and make sure that I'm learning, rather than just being like, oh, look at all of this, guys. I see this, and they're not doing anything on it, right? You've got to make sure that you're acting on it. And yeah, that's it for that. Didn't take any more trades. So that's the week, really. There's trades that I've missed, silly trades that I've taken. So my goal for this week, my goal is to not take any more silly trades. No more silly trades this week. I'm going to really take my time and make sure that I'm entering the market for the right reasons, rather than panicking and jumping in for the sake of it. But yeah, it's I lost percentages for no reason and could have gained a lot, but didn't for silly reasons. I'm leaving a lot on the table right now, and that needs to be fixed, basically, because, and I think this is why it's also frustrating me, is because, I say that I need to make 5%, and I could make that right now, potentially, if the right trade came up. But these trades are coming up here, there, almost everywhere. Well, not everywhere, but fairly recently, very frequently enough that it could happen fairly soon this week. But if I keep trading the way I am, I'm not going to make it anytime soon. I'll make it, but it'll take me longer, just because I'm making these silly errors. So a message to everyone: be careful about the silly errors, and make sure that you're spotting them like I am, and make sure you're fixing them like I'm trying to do. So yeah, we'll see. I'm going to journal how I'm going to actually put in motion to stop taking these trades. I need to add into my plan, every plan that I have. Is the trade I want to take with bias in the market? Or does those 2 candles look nice? Because sometimes I take trades based on 1 candle. Less now, but still, like this one was pretty much on 1 candle. A bit of background knowledge, but not enough. I fit things to my perspective and how I want to see them to try and take a trade, to be in the market. And this is what people say, the influencers say, when they say, you don't have to be in the market. Don't be in the market just because you think you should be. And I hear that a lot. And I always thought, yeah, that's fine, fair enough, easy enough. It's not, because it's little tricks like this where you're not thinking, oh, I've got to be in the market. You're thinking, this actually could be a trade right here. It might not be, but it really could be. It's looking quite nice. Should I take it? I don't know. What if I don't take it and I miss out, like I did over here? Oh, I'll take it. And then you take it, and then you lose, because, you're thinking more like that than you're thinking of, okay, what was price actually telling me? Which direction does it want to go? Am I confident in this trade? So things like that. Ask yourself the right questions. In anything, ask yourself the right questions. But that's it for me this week. We're launching a Discord group very soon, hopefully this week, in the next couple of days. So keep your eyes peeled for that. I will post it, or I'll make another video and post the link in that very soon. If you're enjoying these, if you find any value, if you think that, if there's any questions or anything you want to know from me, please let me know. Let me know in the comments down below. Like, subscribe, all the usual bullshit, and I will see you all very soon. Have a very good week. Goodbye.